Hi, welcome to Stand Up Speak Out UK. My second video. How scary. Well, it's scary for me, but it's probably more scary for you seeing me. Anyway, first I should say Stand Up Speak Out UK is what it says on the tin. I have several shows, very simplistic, because I'm a simple person. I'm not standing up, I know, but I'm speaking out. And I get my guests. I have a guest show and I get them to talk about various issues. I had a lady, Valerie Corbett, will be the next show, which will be audio only at the moment, talking about empowerment for women and people coming out of prison. Quite an interesting thing. So we always do that. But probably a few times a week I'll be doing these short videos. And I saw something today. I do like YouTube. Yes, I like it. Sometimes there's rubbish there. Sometimes there's interesting facts. And this morning I came across a little fact. How two, let's use the word journalists, in inverted commas, have now put on their feed for saying that anything they say is what they believed to be true. Now these people both work for GB News, a far right, call it news station. I think that's very loosely. They have one of my favourite MP taken over from another one, Mr Farage, who's now said he won't be, and I'll talk about him in a minute. But they're saying what they said they believe to be true. Now that's legal jargon for protecting themselves, because somebody said you incited the riots with some of your rhetoric, which they did, that it was only a mistake. I thought it was true at the time. Now my tagline for Speak Out, I use or somebody actually calls me Susso. S-U-S-O. That's a nice way. But let's be formal. Stand Up Speak Out UK has a tagline. And it's above the logo. It says hear the truth. Not hear the truth that I want you to hear. Because I could, like anybody, manipulate it. Make you believe what I say. That is the truth. Actually, I've been going probably 8 months. And during that time I have made 2 errors. Both times when I discovered them I apologised and retracted it. Because I'm not telling the truth. I believed they were true. And I saw a little detail, but there were mistakes in the details I found out. As anybody knows who does research, I don't know if ever you do, there's loads of it. You could get lost in research. Yeah, really lost. You've got to be very careful. They were, I will admit, maybe minor mistakes. They were mistakes that I made. Now these people inferred once again that the murder of Southport girls were immigrants, migrants. Was not. So what were they doing? Now they've got to protect themselves. They realise. Actually, a funny story is that in America, Fox News, which is a far right station, they support Donald Trump. We won't say anything more about that. They made a statement and they were telling the court about it, and they said, and they protected their journalists by saying we believed it to be true. I have to be very careful what I say. So I can't say, I believe it to be true. I could talk about loads of people. I could talk about loads of things. I'm a Spurs supporter. Football is part of my passion. And I could talk about Arsenal. What I do say about the mighty Spurs is, if you notice, we lose a lot of games. The reason is quite so generous side. They let the other team score. I wish they wouldn't, tell you the truth. But these people. Now, I'm going to go on to Mr Nigel Farage. He's become a pet subject in my newscasts now. And the latest thing, as you may know, last weekend, we found out he earns £1,100,000 a year from GB News. Poor fella, he must need the money. An MP actually only earns £93,000 a year, so really in 1 month he's covered it. You know, he doesn't worry about it. Why doesn't he give away the money he earns as an MP to the state and just live on that and still do it for nothing because he believes what he's saying is true? But now he's retracting it all. Oh, I didn't earn that money, my companies do. So the question for Mr Farage is, if your company is earning that money, does that mean you don't take a penny? Oh, I don't earn anything. Well, I hope to one day. Yes, I'll be. Somebody actually likened me and said, my surname is Cowman. He said, which is with a K. He said, the KBC will be as big as the BBC. No, it won't. Not while I'm around. Because most of it's me. I have other friends coming on to report about things, but it's me, and I'm 69 now. BBC's been going for years, and we won't talk about television licence. But going back to Mr Farage, he's now retracting it. It so happens that he also inferred that the murderer of these little girls in Southport was a migrant, and he actually said a Muslim migrant. And I think he's one of the main people who instigated the riots. There are others who, funny enough, have gone to court. He hasn't. Maybe they think he's protected in some way, like Donald Trump believes he is as a president. Well, now he is as a president. My main thought, ladies and gentlemen, should be that people who are in public office, or anybody who's using a public medium, like myself, on YouTube, should be very careful what they say. It's not about me saying to you, we'll go back to football, hate the Arsenal fans. I'll tell you a story. I've got loads of stories. Years ago, I was working in this job, and there was a Turkish guy joined the same time as I was. He happened to be a Galatasaray supporter. Now, Galatasaray's main foes in the football in Turkey is Fenerbahce. And when he turned around to me one day, we were talking about football in general, he said to me, those Fenerbahce people, they're beasts, they're pigs. God, I'd never say that, but I actually have a few friends who are Arsenal fans. You know, I personally, my belief about football supporting is whoever the team you support are the best team in the world. That's it. No, it's a friendly. To me, it's a friendly rivalry. But that was terrible when he said that, and he was showing a belief system. Now, I'm going to defend Mr Farage for a minute. Well, not defend him, but explain it. I think this is not about migrants. This is about Nigel Farage. After all, and we are going to talk about something happened before the Second World War, a certain little Austrian got the people to believe that the Jews were the problem with the country in Germany. They would have thought Jews have long been known as money lenders, all the money. Well, actually, I was born as a Jewish person. Now I just believe in God, but I've always been broke, so somebody give me the money I'm supposed to have. It's this image that paints of other people. I won't say it's all this, it's only one way. There are certain people among the Asian community who have the same views. But Mr Farage is, personally in my opinion, it's only my opinion, is using this to heighten his profile. He believes a And unfortunately, it has worked. I know two people I spoke to. One guy said to me, "Oh, Nigel, he speaks to us. He's one of the people." Yeah. And another person said to me he voted reform because he believes that migrants are the base of all our problems in this country. No, they're not. There's loads of other reasons. But they've been told by these political figures, as we remember, Sue Ellen, and her real name is Sue Ellen. Suella Braverman, as you might know her, used to say it at the last Tory conference, or Conservative. In my day, they were also known as the Tory party as well. She stated, "There's a storm coming. 7 million migrants on the way here." I was astonished at the number. I did some research. It so happens that that figure is the total number of migrants that inhabit refugee camps around the world. So what's going to happen? They're all going to break out their refugee camps, make their way here, and thus we've got 7 million. Well, no, I'm sure some of them would like to be here, but not all 7 million, no. And once again, inciting hatred. So we've been, a term one of my teachers used, educated, not educated, educated to believe this is the truth. And that's what Mr Farage is doing, only for his own benefit. And as you can see, he's already... I'm going to tell you a little thing that he said on an interview. He said that he took films of the boats coming across. And he said then, I predicted this would happen. Well, Mr Farage, there's something called wiki quotes, which they've got quite a few pages to you. And you've never said that. They record these. I don't know why. It might be like plane spotters, little bird spotters. I would hate to listen to Mr Farage. He usually talks his racist rhetoric. But I can see why people believe in him. He's a very convincing speaker. But it's the same thing going back to these people now saying what we said we believe to be true. They're scared of legal ramifications. But there are certain news programs aren't news programs. Example, Fox News actually said that's not a news program, it's entertainment. Why have it on Fox News? Why not have it on another channel? Same way with GB News. What I've seen a lot of times, there was some blonde woman talking about migrants, and it was virtually, she was spitting her hatred. So I'm going to say to you, please, is watch out. Listen, consider. Do some fact checking, because sometimes they've got no facts. So I wish you well, and have a good evening.